It's WDWL TV, folks. And with $16,000 worth of airplay strapped on my ass, I'm back and ready to broadcast. And I'll tell you what, this one's going to be a controversy today. The first one out of the box. Hopefully you're not getting a screeching like I'm getting in my ear for some reason. I don't understand. I tested the hell out of this thing today for the last couple of days, and I'm getting a buzzing in my head. Maybe it's because of what my topic's about to be here. Well, today's topic was brought to my attention by a good friend of mine, Timmy. And this is dedicated to you, buddy. It's about a certain political correctness. And that political correctness happens to be right here. Right here, everybody. You people from Cleveland, you know what I'm going to be talking about. Got a lot of notes here. I'll probably screw up, but what was that little emblem? You Clevelanders know. That was our good old Chief Wahoo. An emblem that our team proudly wore for 71 years. And you know what? It wasn't until the good old team owner, Paul Dolan, wussied out and said, no more. No more. It's not politically correct. And he took and he banished our cherished team emblem to oblivion. Banished him. And you know what? This is what I think of you, Mr. Dolan. You know, during all this supposed controversy over this political correctness, I don't seem to remember any Indian tribes leaving their reservations, setting up teepees, and leaving their casinos to come down to protest. I don't remember any of it. Maybe you do, but I don't. Does anybody remember seeing any Indians leave their reservations and set up teepees and come down for their casinos? No. But I'll tell you what, it's a damn shame. What's the next thing we're going to do? Change our little brownie's elf because we're going to offend all the elves of the world? Let me give you a few facts here, people. All of this started back in 1932 with a reporter from the Cleveland Plain Dealer by the name of Fred George Reinhardt, who basically drew a caricature and put it on the front page of the Plain Dealer. This was his idea. He just popped it on there while doing an Indian team story. Does anybody know where the idea for that came from? It came from a comic strip that ran in the paper from 1936 to 1947. And the name of the comic strip was Big Chief Wahoo. And at that time, in 1947, Bill Veeck was the owner of the Cleveland Indians. And that was his favorite comic strip. And he liked that little caricature so much that it was his idea to use it for the Indians. We needed a logo because other teams had logos and we didn't. And it was Bill Veeck's idea. So Bill Veeck contracted J.F. Novak Company, which is still in existence today. They're down on 25th and Meyer. They make all the patches for the police department, the fire department in Cleveland, and many other law enforcement agencies and anything. I had patches made there years ago. He contracted with them and said, I want this logo for my team uniforms. That was used for years. And then when Peter Bavasi was the president of the team, he said, should we do away with it? And he consulted the team, not the board of directors. He went down and got the team together and said, what do you think? Should we change this? And at that time, there were two Cleveland Indian players, one by the name of Joe Carter and the other Pat Tabler, who suggested, let's make a small one, which is this one right here. If I can find it. It's not my jacket. Come on, where is it? Where is it? Right here. This little one. And he said, let's put it on our hats. And, all this controversy was starting with this political correctness crap. So, Bavasi took a chance. And at that time, it was only on the hats. And hat sales soared. They literally soared. They couldn't keep them on the shelves. So, it was put on everything. Jackets, shirts. At one point in time, several years later, the Associated Press reported that even though the debate over still using Chief Wahoo was still going on, Cleveland Indian souvenir sales outsold every single team in the league. Every single team. So, where was this controversy? Because it was just not Cleveland people that were buying these. They sold and shipped team souvenirs all over the world. There was a picture in one of the sports magazines showing Londoners, not transplanted Americans, Londoners wearing Cleveland Indian hats with Chief Wahoo. So, Mr. Dolan, this is what I think of you. After 71 years, you broke every Clevelander's heart by taking away our beloved Chief Wahoo. And not only Clevelanders, people around the world. That's it, Mr. Dolan. That's what I think of you. That's it for today, people. Every Sunday, we're going to have a new firing line. I'll have another topic, unless someone wants to suggest one. I appreciate your feedback. I know I'm probably going to get burned in effigy, but just my opinion. Thanks for being part of today's firing line. And Timmy, thanks for bringing that point up. I hope you enjoyed it. Take care. Bye-bye.